What's up, everyone? I mean, shit, dog. You know what? You know what? We're leaving this in. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Three Rivers Rundown podcast. Got me, Dom, and Joe. Men, how we doing?
We're doing.
How's everyone's weekend?
Feeling great, man.
It was good. Good weekend. We were all together on Saturday on the links. Nice little golf outing. Had a good time.
Good time.
Great time, but I'm just absolutely terrible at golf, so.
You're terrible. Dude, I started off. I'm usually horrible at golf. I started off on fire. We had a par 4, and since it was a scramble, we used all my shots and got a birdie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know.
True story.
Yeah. And
that's
then
probably because you had about 14 donuts before you went on the golf.
Actually, I didn't have a single donut, but funny
I
story.
Had one.
Wait. I got to say what happened at this golf course that I thought was unreal. It is like 8 a.m. We just show up. We're like, yeah, let's get some coffee. We go over, we get coffee. First of all, Joe spills it everywhere. He filled it up way too much. Then he puts it down.
As he should.
He goes, it's way too hot, goes to the bar and gets a whole can of Red Bull, drinks the whole Red Bull, then goes and finishes his coffee. This kid was out off the walls.
I needed it now.
It was crazy.
That was the mentality.
It adds about 20 yards to his drive, too, so that's why he did it.
Thank goodness he did it then. But all right, guys, let's get right into it. Let's go over what we did last week. Go through the whole rundown. We'll start off. We'll do our weekly locks. So weekly locks, we had Joey and Dom. You both got yours right. Joey, you had -6.5 for Indiana. That hit. And then Dom, you had some UFC bet. And I mean, hey, got to give it to you.
Beautiful.
You predicted that on the nose. That's actually kind of amazing. And then
beautiful performance.
Me and Kel, we both missed ours. I had -4.5 Packers. They won by 3. And then Kel had Jets -7. And the Jets, they just stunk. They lost the game. They didn't even cover -7.
Steph, did you happen to see what happened at the end of that Packers game?
You know what? I did, but I'm forgetting now. It was something crazy, right?
So they had a touchdown, but they fell down at the 1 yard line just to, because they could run the clock out and kick the field goal. But they would have covered the spread if they ran it.
I remember I was freaking out.
Man,
I was like,
Wilson.
Yeah, I was like,
they were literally letting them score too. They were just like, okay, just nobody touched them.
It's ridiculous. But going on to TD bets, Dom, Joe, and Kel, you guys all smashed yours. You got Amonra, Bijan, and Cade Otton. I picked Breece Hall, and it's kind of amazing. The Jets get down to the 1 yard line 3 times and not once handed the ball off to Breece Hall. So I mean,
it's a shame. It's a damn shame.
Yeah, it's criminal.
Looking back at it, we all should have you guys should have done what you did, but I should have followed Kel's lead and went with a tight end because it seemed like every single tight end in the NFL scored.
Yeah. Wasn't it like 14 or 15?
Yeah, it was like the most touchdowns in one weekend for our tight ends and most receptions in one weekend for tight ends. Like, it was just a tight end weekend.
I wish I would have known that going into this week. I would have bet more tight ends, overs, catches, touchdowns, anything. I didn't know that until literally when Red Zone started, going on.
Yep. But then going into our Thursday bets, me and Kel, we were the only two that got it. We had Jefferson over 5.5 catches and Jefferson over 100 yards. He pretty much got that in like the first quarter. He went crazy on their first couple drives. And then Joe and Dom, you guys both suffered from the late news of Puka playing. Dom, you had Cup 70+. Joe, you had Tutu Atwell over 38.5 yards. And Puka ended up getting in, and he took over that game. So I didn't think any of us knew about that the Tuesday before. So tough beat.
I didn't think he was going to. I heard nothing the last 2 weeks that he was going to be back.
Me either. Yeah. There was nothing.
I was hearing
he's on my fantasy team.
I was hearing like week 10 return or something like that, or week 11. And I guess before the game, he was telling like the coaching staff and like the trainers he felt good. They let him do a pregame workout, and he's like, "Now I'm good to go." And I figured, if he played, maybe they would like limit him, but no, he was full throttle.
He was
the whole
full
time.
go.
First 2 drives, I think he had 4 catches, so they didn't limit him whatsoever. But so far now, just to go over totals on the season, Joe, you're 7-3 in your locks. Dom, you're 5-5. I'm 4-6, and our guest is 4-2. Also, I just want to say we will be changing the name of our weekly lock segment.
Yes.
Joe had the great idea. He wants to call it Weekly Wagons.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody all aboard.
Yes, going forward, it will be known as Weekly Wagons. But then,
We'll pull you to victory.
just to finish off last week's recap, we'll go straight into our weekly pick'ems. We did all right. If I'm not mistaken, we went 10-6 on all of our picks, but tough beat here.
No, there wasn't. Oh, yeah.
Tough beat here. I don't think anyone in the league got this one right. Then
Yeah.
we went on a 3-game streak in a row. Lost this one out. Dolphins.
Close.
Yeah, Dolphins blew it at the end. I mean, come on, Rodgers.
That's your
Beat
boy.
Beat the Patriots, dude.
Steph's guy.
Yeah, love them. We got Falcons over Buccaneers. Then we dropped this one. Eagles dominated the Bengals. I don't think any of us saw that coming. And then we got Chargers, Bills, Commanders, Broncos, Chiefs right.
We got hot.
I don't know why we picked the Cowboys on this one. And then,
Dude, San Fran's banged up, man.
right here, hard smack right there.
That was
Steelers
easy.
money line.
As they should.
What was our over under? We're low, I think.
What do you mean?
What was the tiebreaker? What did we have
Oh,
with that? It got
we had
smashed, I think.
We had it at 38. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
44, I think. But real quick, I wanted to pull up a fact I saw. The Steelers on Monday night games have now won 22 straight home Monday night games. And the last time they lost one was 1991
Yeah.
to the New York Giants.
Yeah.
So I was nervous going into that game, but luckily we got to keep the streak
We're
alive.
like 54-24 all time Monday nights.
Yeah, and then at home we won 22 straight.
That's crazy.
You know who the MVP of the game was last night for the Giants? Brian Dable.
Yeah,
He coached his ass off last night.
yeah.
He did, dude. They screwed him.
Yep.
So many
He
penalties,
coached.
illegal formations.
Yep.
You know what though, guys? Before
He was hot.
before we get into talking about the game, I'm pretty sure that we're 3 weeks in a row now. We got a guest, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Joe, I introduced one. Dom introduced one. Go for it. Let's hear it.
All right, we got a guy coming in here who I respect his opinion on anything sports. I think he's very knowledgeable. He's very unbiased. He has a different perspective than me. And I think that's going to bring some value to, our betting segments and everything. And, just his knowledge of the game. Guy knows ball. Without further ado, Anthony B. Bring him in. Yeah.
What's up, fellas? Honored to be on.
Yeah.
Bad
he
dude
is.
right there, man. That is a bad dude.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, Tony.
Thanks, boys.
Welcome. So now that we've got Anthony in here, we could talk about this Steeler game a little. I don't want to do it without him. Anth's also born and raised Pittsburgh guy, diehard Steelers fan, knows ball. Needed him in this conversation also.
Yeah.
What can you say? Rossi 2-0. I mean,
Mhm.
no one wanted to see it. I mean, everyone blamed Tomlin, including me. I did not like the decision. Even though I am a Russ fan, I thought Fields deserved to keep the job, but you got to give credit where it's due. And Mike Tomlin, it's looking like he made the right call.
You know what, though, Ant, to your point, so majority of Pittsburgh 100% was like that. They all want Fields to stay in, including Stephen. But me and that guy down there, Mr. Gonzalez down there, we wanted to see Mr. Russ come in and make some ball plays.
Bring him in.
Hey,
It looks like it's been the right move.
Mr. Unlimited.
yep.
My only knock I have on him is by no means think I'm saying I want Fields back, because I'm full gun ho. Russ is my guy, except for when he fumbled. Me and Dom were both convinced we hated
Yeah.
him. Yeah, we started talking so much shit. Then Mr. TJ Watt, greatest player in all of football, saves the day. But the only knock I have on his game so far is when we get to the red zone, we just don't have an offense. We cannot put
We
the ball into
scored
the red
twice,
zone.
though.
Yeah.
We
But how many-
scored.
But
They-
still,
We're
Still,
0 for 4 in the red zone.
George
That
picked-
face mask
no,
was painful.
I know we didn't score.
Yeah, it
like,
was.
legit.
It was.
I know we didn't actually score, but George Pickens just didn't get his foot down. And that was
Yeah.
a great ball.
Which
was
I
a
want to
good
talk
ball.
about that too. Why does that not count? You get
St.
one
College,
knee
buddy.
down. But here, you get one knee down, and that counts as a catch. But if you have the same foot come down twice, that's not a catch.
Rules are rules.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
it came up.
I was kind of like mind blown. I didn't really know what to think about that. I heard both sides. I didn't know what was going to happen there.
I will say, though, I don't think you can change the rule for that because I think it'd be very easy for people to manipulate that. Like, I feel like it's easier to get
I
one
don't
foot
know.
down twice. Yeah, do like a little hop or something. Yeah.
If you
For
can
sure.
hop, you could drag your
Yeah.
back foot.
I
We
disagree
saw-
with you too, Steph.
We just saw that's not true.
Didn't we
Yeah,
have
but
another?
that was different. His body was turning like
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people can get that 1 foot down twice on certain plays like that.
dude, I don't know. That's really hard to do.
Well, yeah.
You know how fast these guys are
Yeah, it
moving?
never happens.
It never happened.
I've never seen it. That's why I'm trying to.
Here's another rule that I think should be changed, though, that it pisses me off more than any other rule in all the NFL, is if you catch the ball with your back to the sideline and you catch it with both toes in bounds and then you come down, your heels land out of bounds, that's no catch. That
Yeah, it's
pisses
like
me off more
It's
than
like
anything.
Santonio. That's like Santonio Holmes' catch. It was just his tippy toes, but I mean,
Yeah. So how can
Yeah.
that be a catch? But then
It's true.
if your heels come down after, like, I'm not saying like if your foot comes down at the same time and your heels out, you should be considered a no. But it's like you catch it on your tiptoes, and then as you're falling back, your heels come down. That's no catch. I hate that.
I wonder what it like how it's explained in the rule book. Does it say like full foot, like toe to heel has to be in, or like
Well, it can't say
obviously
that
not because it
yeah.
could be toes, but like
Should we call
That's
Gene
like a-
Santor in?
yeah,
bring
bring
him in.
Gene.
Okay.
Bring his
That's
ass
Pittsburgh
in.
guy.
he is a
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
dude, I
guy.
don't know. That's an interesting question there. I think about that sometimes too.
Didn't George Pickens actually score twice last night and both got called back?
Correct.
Yeah, see, we actually did score. Is my point. Like we looked
Both
okay in the
on-
red zone.
Both on Broderick, right?
The one was definitely on Broad. Oh no, Broad.
Well, the second one wasn't his fault.
The second one, he just stepped out. He wasn't in.
I think
Oh,
George
you're
has got
right.
to
I'm good.
he's got to get both down on that second one.
100%.
You know, he's an incredible receiver, but
Yeah.
you know, there's some moments where he kind of looks like he's trying to just make like a spectacular catch instead of
Yeah.
actually making the catch. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think him and Russ have unlocked something though. He looks different.
He does look different.
There's
I
no
agree.
doubt about it.
I heard I think on the radio today, someone's like, did you see, when Calvin Austin scored, you see the first one was there to hug him, and it was Pickens. I didn't realize that at the time, but I mean that's not like him, in recent at least. So I mean that's a step in the right direction in my eyes, right?
Hey, Calvin
Sure.
Austin, he's turning into what everyone thought he was going to be. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
playmaker last night.
100%.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Van Jefferson kind of reliable too. I mean,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
are these guys coming from now?
I mean,
just all of a
hey,
sudden?
I still want the Steelers to make a move at wide receiver because
Yes.
Mhm.
I believe it's just like the right thing to do. I think someone buy low like Williams or Thielen, I think would be good. But really anything, just bring in someone,
Right.
But Austin last night, he showed that he belongs in that lineup. Another thing, like they're getting more guys involved, like Darnell Washington, and this offense is fun to watch again. It reminds me of the Big Ben days.
I
Yeah.
know. Haven't seen
It
this
is.
A real quarterback.
It is kind of reminiscent of that.
I will say though about Calvin Austin, and I am so glad they didn't call it, but that was 100% roughing the kicker. There's
Oh yeah.
there's
Kinda-
no way around it. Dude
Give him
poked
a
the punter.
break, dude.
Dude poked the punter's leg out right from under him. No call. So hey, I love that. It's about time the Steelers get a call because we never get a call.
Danny Smith, special teams coordinator of the year so far.
Yes.
Dude,
He's
he's
the
Best
electric.
special teams
the
in the
man.
league, no doubt.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
electric. I love when they pan to him after they do something good on special
That's so
teams, and it's just him punching.
Yeah.
And then
His jaw's just snapping with that bubble gum.
There's also been several times where the Steelers special teams has blocked a punt or blocked a kick, and there's just like a bad call on an offside. Like it's happened so many times.
Yes.
Joe Hayden back in the day, you guys remember that?
Yep.
He blocked the kick. It was like a crucial one. The penalty wasn't. Happened to Minka recently.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Minka, they called leverage on him last week.
Horrible.
And then they apologized, the next day. Like, dude, come on, you got to get that right.
Yeah, I mean, all the things you look at in the booth, why can't that be something? I don't know.
Right.
I think that they should also have it where you can have like one like challenge a game, and then if it's successful, maybe get another one for strict penalty purposes. Because you look at something like that, like you can't challenge a penalty, but like now they're coming out admitting they were completely wrong. Then you have the Vikings game. Was it last week or this week where Sam Darnold's face literally gets ripped off and they call it just a clean tackle, no safety or anything. Like, how are you not able to review this? That blows my mind.
Well, I will say, when you guys remember that one year where the league introduced the reviewable pass interference, disaster. They took it away after one, and I still wouldn't be opposed to it, but you got to remember that too.
See, that's why I think it should be something where you get like one challenge, and if you get it wrong, like, hey, you don't get any more for that's on you then. But if you get one, then you should be awarded one extra one. So it's like if you do miss a call, it's like if it's not that big of a play, maybe you don't say it. But if it's like a big play, then like I mean,
the NHL has that. If you challenge, you can challenge a call, and if you get it wrong, it's a penalty on the team that challenged it.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But
I could see that working out in the NFL.
Joe, what did you say our special teams coordinator was again? Dan Smith?
Danny Smith.
Danny Smith. Chris Collinsworth. When he talks, I usually get so annoyed, don't agree with anything he says. What is it last week? Maybe it was a week before, but he said something, and I was like, that was the first time Collinsworth has said something that I truly enjoyed. And it was like we just blocked a punt or a field goal or something, and they're showing Danny Smith going nuts, doing his punch thing.
Fist pound.
Yeah, Collinsworth was like, him and Gum are mortal enemies, and he's just smacking on Gum. And I was in tears watching this broadcast. I was like, that was hilarious. Great. That was great.
What do we think of the comparisons to Rocky's trainer, Joe? You think he looks like him?
I like it. I could see it. I looked
it up. He looks exactly like him.
I'm in for that.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
All right, guys, let's kick it off. First time this is getting debuted with our weekly wagons.
Yes, sir.
Joe, since this was your idea, change the name. I feel like it's only fitting for you to kick off and have the first weekly wagon.
All right. So my weekly wagon. This is a team that just got revitalized. They just got resuscitated, right? Doctor put the AD or whatever it is on them, brought them back to life. That doctor's name's Jameis Winston. I have the Browns winning at home. Winning. They're underdogs. They're getting 2 points. I have the Browns money line at home against the Chargers. Now the Chargers team, though, I think they've given up like 9 total touchdowns this year. It's pretty good, but I expect Jameis to add to that.
I will say, we talked about it before. I said I will never, ever in this podcast say Browns money line, except if Jameis Winston's the starter. So it might change for the first time this week. Who knows? We'll have to wait to find out a weekly pick'ems. But Tom, go ahead. What do you got?
So I took my weekly wagon. It's the biggest. It could be the biggest game, not only for this week, but the entire college football season. I took the over 45 in the Penn State and the Ohio State game. I actually think it's the first time that we've seen both teams have somewhat of a decent quarterback. Both teams. Now, obviously, Ohio State's had great quarterbacks. Penn State's been a little iffy on the quarterback situation over the past couple of years. But Will Howard and Drew Aller have been playing really, really well this year. And I can see this game not being a shootout by any means, but I can see it, the winning team being in the high 20s, like a 27-21 game or something like that.
I can see that.
I definitely think this game's going to go over. And I can't wait to watch this. I wish it was at 7:30. It's at noon, unfortunately. I mean, it's cool to wake up and watch that game, but I wish it was a nighttime game, especially in Penn State.
Sorry, we got Pitt at night.
It's true.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun game to watch, though. Really fun.
Yes.
I'll tune into that one.
A lot of hate in that game. Love to see it.
Yeah, this is a big rivalry. All right, Barilla, let's hear your weekly wagon.
All right, so my weekly wagon is going to be Minnesota Vikings -5 over the Indianapolis Colts. Biggest reasoning for this is that Vikings offense is just high-powered. I mean, got Justin Jefferson, Addison, Aaron Jones, and I think a lot of people are forgetting about this, the return of TJ Hawkinson.
Yes, sir.
And, the Colts, they're a team that's been in the media a lot the past week with Anthony Richardson and, his benching. And I think you got to remember, like I said, this is one of the best offenses in the NFL going against. And I love the guy. Great story. I think he's actually pretty good, but a 40-year-old Joe Flacco. So to me, Vikings -5 here, definitely a lot.
I like that one a lot.
Joey Flack.
I do like Flacco, but Vikings defense has been very good this year. I think maybe it was the last 2 games they fell a little, but who they have, the Rams and the Lions, their past 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, great offenses, like top tier offenses. You got the Rams full strength, and then the Lions just put up a lot of points. So yeah, I think I like this one. They're gonna have their way with Flacco, I think. But going into mine, I think 2 teams, they put up a lot of points. So I think this is gonna be a super high scoring game. Going Lions and Packers over 48.5. I mean, the Lions themselves have practically covered this by themselves the past 3 weeks. So I don't expect there to be much difference. So I think this
Steph,
should be a good one.
I'm going to send you a Lions sign to put next to that Steelers one, or maybe over top of it.
No,
Seriously.
I want Detroit's skyline behind me.
Okay.
I got to add to this. Jordan Love's injury, does that have any influence on your pick?
No, because I think
Shit.
they won't need to score much. I think the Lions are going to be doing a lot of scoring.
Okay.
So
I respect
His
that.
defense is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, but so was the Vikings, and look what they did to the Vikings.
Malik Willis also hasn't been terrible when he's got his shot.
He's 2-0
That's
as a
true.
starting quarterback, and
Yeah,
he's
LaFleur's
put up
making him look
points.
good,
So
man.
yeah. All right, guys. With that, we'll go straight into our TD parlay. I can kick it off since I'm still going right now. And this guy I'm picking, I think he's one of the better running backs in the NFL. And he got in a bad situation with their quarterback getting hurt. And I think now that he's back, I think Devon A-Chain is a shoe in the score. I think he is a great talent. This past week, I felt like he could do no wrong. Every time I watched him touch the ball, he was getting like 7-10 yards every touch. So I think he should be turning around this season, and we're going to start seeing a lot of scoring. And also at the beginning of the season, I felt like he got a lot of the goal line carries. And this past week, I think Raheem Mostert had 1 or 2 touchdowns, and they were goal line carries. So I think we could see Devon A-Chain start eating into that a little bit more now that he's starting to get 100% from that concussion. So I think that's a safe one to go with. But also, with this being said, I am 0 for 3 on touchdown scores. So maybe
Dude, Mostert had 2 touchdowns last week.
yeah. So maybe don't listen to anything I'm saying. We'll pass it off to people who do know what they're saying. So, Barilla, why don't you take it?
Yeah, sure. So my touchdown scorer, he's a guy that I don't care what your list is. If he's not in your top 5, I don't respect your opinion. Quiet week last week. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles had a really good week last week. Hurts had 3 rushing touchdowns or something. It's not going to happen again this week. A.J. Brown, I like him to score. Like I said, quiet week last week. He's going to explode this week.
I like it. I'm a big fan. Big fan of AJ Brown.
I'll tell you what, those Hurts touchdowns killed me last week. I
Me
need
too,
dude.
anytime. And freaking
3 rushing touchdowns. Are we serious?
It's pathetic.
Let
That
Barkley get some. All right, don't be greedy.
No way. I was
saying.
debating. I was debating taking Barkley too because I feel like they're gonna try and get those guys involved, get them in the end zone. There's no way that happens again.
I'd like a parlay of AJ Brown and Barkley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Devontae Smith and Hurts last week, maybe.
What a good offense on paper. If Hurts can play it, is
Really good.
Yeah.
And their O-line, like it's crazy.
Their coach is
Goddard-
kind of a jerk, but
Yeah,
He's
I'm
a
not
goof. He's a
huge
clown.
fan of him. Yeah.
he's always like talking crap to the fans.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Relax, buddy.
All right, Joe. Talking about crap to fans, this makes me kind of think of your guy. Not because of him, but why don't you go into yours?
So I didn't think of this until we started this segment. But today's what, the 29th. We're filming on we're recording on Tuesday. So this will come out on Wednesday. So tomorrow's Halloween.
No,
and it's
Thursday's Halloween.
spooky. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Where were you the last 25 seconds?
Wait, did I miss some?
He's in his own head half the
All
time.
right. Anyways, tomorrow's Halloween, right? It's spooky season. And I'm gonna go with Scary Terry on Halloween weekend. I like Terry a lot, and I like Jaden Daniels even more. And I think they have a really nice connection down there. So I think Terry gets in this week.
I like
Scary
that.
Terry.
I do like that.
My thing that's been pissing me off with Scary Terry this year is I've never seen a player catch so many deep balls in a season and not score. I have been like a couple fantasy leagues. I feel like every time I look, like to start a game, he has like one catch for 50 yards, one catch for 60 yards. How does you catch a deep ball, outrun the corner, catch a deep ball, and not once outrun the corner to the end zone? Then it blows me away.
He's going to this week. I envision a long touchdown.
He's going
this
to.
week.
I believe in him. He's going to score this week.
I'm not
Come
saying
on
he's
now,
not going to
man.
score. I'm just saying he doesn't score on those long ones. He'll route someone up. But the reason also, I want to preface, the reason why I said this guy made me think of like talking to the fans is that Jaden Daniels, Hail Mary, the guy that was supposed to be boxing out Noah Brown instead is like chirping at fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
What do you do there if you're the coach? I mean, there's no way the guy can see the field the next game. There's just no way. I don't care who it is.
You got to discipline. You got to bench him
something.
maybe.
It's even worse that was his responsibility.
Yeah,
too.
he blew the game.
Yeah.
Then again, you do that, it brings more attention, more media. Like that's the opposite of what you want. But I think it's the right move. You can't let that, or at least don't start him.
Yeah.
Don't let him play the first quarter or something.
What was the guy's name? Is it Tyreek Stevenson?
Yeah, I think that is
okay.
it.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
I don't even think he's like a guy who plays that much and it's like you get in the game and that's what happens. Or at least he's not like a premier guy. Like he doesn't have a safe job. So that's crazy to me.
Right.
But go ahead, Dom. Round off these TDs.
Yeah, so I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The last 2 weeks, I watched Carolina play both times the last 2 weeks. And I'm not joking. They might have the worst defense I've seen in a long time the past couple of years. I'm not joking. Their defense is so bad. So I'm just going to be honest, from here on out, I might pick somebody that's playing Carolina. And that's what I'm doing this week. And I'm going to take Alvin Kamara to score. He just signed a big extension with them. He's happy. He got paid. And not to be honest, I think he might score more than one touchdown against this team. This defense, I don't think they can guard me out there. If I was playing receiver, I honestly don't know if they could guard me. So, like I said, from here on out, don't be surprised if I pick somebody that's playing against Carolina.
I like it. It's a smart way to go about it.
Wait, can I ask you guys one thing real quick? Next week, I don't know if you guys have Red Zone or NFL Ticket, whatever you have. Pay attention to Carolina's defense and tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, they gave up a lot of assets. They gave up Jackson and Burns, so
yeah,
they're banged up. That's for sure. They don't got a lot of talent on that side of the ball anymore. And I think Jeremy Chin's gone. Is he with the Commanders now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah,
they lost
he's with the Commanders.
their 1 or 2 corner. They lost their best defensive player in Burns, and they lost like a pretty good safety. So, yeah, it's not a good way to win football games and play good defenses. Get rid of all your good guys. But all right, let's go right into our Thursday night props. Dom, kick it off.
Yeah, so Stephon Diggs tearing his ACL. Nico Collins is banged up still. So my lock of the week for the player props for Thursday is Tank Dell, 60-plus yards. I think CJ Stroud's going to find him early and often, and I can see him easily going over 60.
Okay. Any
I like
fear
that.
that
Sauce won't follow him.
okay. I was going to say any fear for that because who's other receivers they have? Robert Woods?
Robert
They
Woods.
got Robert Woods.
John Mechie.
Mechie. Mechie could be a part of that. Be a big part there.
I hope he does good. He deserves it. But
Yeah,
Joe, go ahead. Who you got?
Coming off a bad week last week, coming off a loss, Jets have a bad taste in their mouth. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go back to what I don't want to say what made him, but what really took his game to the next level, and that's Davante Adams. I'm taking Davante Adams, 50-plus receiving yards, minus 165. He had a quiet game last week, only a couple catches, and not a lot of yards at all. So I think they make it a point to get him the ball.
He's had 2 quiet games so far with the Jets.
Yeah, the first one, I mean, that's not too surprising because just got there basically, and he's playing the Steelers. But yeah, I think he has a game this week.
Yeah, I don't see how you're taking Adams 50-plus yards when he hasn't done anything. When you have Aaron Rodgers thrown to him, I would never ever put a lock where I depend on Aaron Rodgers. So with that being said, my lock is Davante Adams over 4.5 catches. I think Adams is like a very elite receiver. I think he's with Rodgers too. What we've seen, I think, is the absolute worst you're going to see from them. So it's just a matter of time for when these two really start connecting again, and could be this week. So if we get my 5 catches, I think, Joe, your 50 yards, that should hammer pretty easily. And if he's having a day like that, you would think that somebody else on that offense would be open a decent bit. So, Barilla, why don't you go into that?
Yeah, sure. So it pains me to say this because I think a couple of you guys really got burned on the Jets last week. If I recall, not sure who it was, they said the Jets should win by 30.
Justine.
Oh, God. I didn't know who that was, but I just remember hearing that.
Oh, wait, was it me?
So,
it might have been you, but it was Kel's lock, and you said they're winning by 30.
Yeah.
My point is,
no way I said they went by 30.
This is a risky pick, but I really think the Jets have nothing to lose at this point. I think they're going to come out, play a good game on offense. It's still Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? You guys picked Adams. I'm going to take the most talented receiver on their team, Garrett Wilson, over 60.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay, big game for the Jets. Big game for the Jets.
He does. And,
yeah,
he likes his guys too. He looks at Lazard. He's obviously going to try and target Adams, but I think he likes Garrett Wilson too. And he's a very talented receiver, and he's going to easily hit 60 this week.
All right.
I like it.
Let's go Jets.
So let's go right into them with our weekly pick'ems. Kick it right back off with our Thursday game. So who do we think's winning it? Why don't we do we'll go Dom, Barilla, Joe, then me. We'll do that for the whole thing. Just say who you think, and then Barilla, what we do is if we come down to a 2-2 tie, we do it off of a coin flip. Heads is the home team, tails is the away team.
One thing, I was looking earlier. I was looking earlier, dude. I don't think I have a coin. Anyone got one handy? Or
I got one laying on my floor. Let me pick it up real quick.
I can use this. That's hilarious.
No, he actually does. That pisses me off so bad.
I knocked it off earlier during the podcast. So.
I love that.
But all right, so we'll go Dom, Barilla, Joe, me.
There's a reason why this team's favored this week. It's a bounce back week. Give me the Jets.
Okay. Barilla?
I agree. Give me the Jets. Texans top tier receivers banged up. That Jets are desperate, so the definition of a must win. Lock them in.
I agree with both of them, and I don't want to be a hypocrite because the bets that we took, so I have to take the Jets. But I do think that they have to win. I mean, at one point, so it's got to start clicking.
I don't know how we're looking at this, and only 15% of the people are saying Jets over Texans, and yet I'm with you guys at the same time.
Well, they're
Let's go.
favored.
I'm going Jets.
Let's go.
I'm just saying based off of
I
like the
know.
pick'ems and everything. But like the Texans are real banged up, and the Jets, I don't think they're a good team, but I don't think they're 2-6. And wouldn't it just be awesome if they lose to a 1-6 team and the very next week be a 6-2 team? That
That's
just
the
seems,
NFL for you.
yeah, it just seems like that needs to
Any given
happen.
Sunday.
Go ahead, Dom.
Yep, this is another bounce back week for me. I'm going to take Dallas. I think Dak's going to find his rhythm a little bit, and they're in desperation mode. So give me Dallas.
Barilla?
Give me Atlanta. There's just nothing watching Dallas telling me that anything's going to change. Dak looks below average. Their running back situation's a mess. Their defense is banged up. Atlanta's really heating up also. Give me the Falcons.
I'm also on the Falcons. Like Ant said, their running back situation is horrible. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball at all. I like Falcons D-line. Give me the Falcons at home. Kirko Chains.
Well, we're going first coin flip because
Mhm.
I'm liking the Cowboys. And you guys are talking bad about the running backs. I like Rico Dowdle. Wait, he's been banged up for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, he
I
had the
think.
flu.
Yeah, so hey, wait for him to come back. So we'll flip it.
Heads
We
is
got
Atlanta.
heads. Yeah, heads.
There
So
we go.
Falcons it
felt it.
is. All right, Dom. Let's speed through these now.
Give me Baltimore. I think they're going to blow out this Denver team. Bo Nix has looked better over the past couple of weeks, but I think Ravens are going to roll them.
Okay.
Ravens. No explanation needed.
Ravens.
I like the way you roll, Barilla. We didn't need an explanation for that one. Go ahead, Dom.
I'm going to take Buffalo here.
Yep, I'm with Buffalo too. I really like Miami with Tua back, but Bills at home. Come on.
Make it 3 on Buffalo.
Doesn't matter, but I would have taken the Dolphins just because I feel like now that 2 is back. I feel like that's kind of a rat game like here. 97-3. I just have a feeling this is like one of those games where I could see the Dolphins winning.
They can't beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
Before I pick here, Steph, can you tell me who's playing quarterback for the Saints?
Yeah, is it
If it's
Hefner?
Rattler
What?
or whatever it is.
I don't know. Is anyone hurt? Just Carr?
Questionable. It's questionable.
I haven't
Dude,
seen
Carr-
any significant report that Carr is going to be back, so let's just assume Rattler will be in.
Or is
I'm
it that?
Or
What about
still
that?
taking the Saints.
Wait, what's his name? Hayner?
Hayner.
I call him Hefner, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, Carolina's so bad, dude. Give me the Saints.
Hefner.
Yeah, like Dom said, Saints. They could have Kamara run Wildcat and win.
I
I
agree
think
with
Saints
that.
are a wagon.
Wagon. All right. Raiders
Joey-
bang.
Joey Burrow, 5 touchdowns. Give me Cincy.
Cincy.
All day. Give me Cincy.
Like that. Chargers Browns.
I ride with my boy Gonzalez. Give
Thank
me
you.
Cleveland.
I like LA in this one.
And
You know where I'm at.
And
Listen,
just like that.
I love they're underdogs at home. How can you not? I would have taken their spread, but I'm giving the people better odds. Money line, they're winning the game.
We're doing a coin flip because this will be another week. I don't think they
You
win.
piece of shit.
And it's tails.
Fuck you, dude. Get out of here.
It is tails.
He did that because I went against his lock last week.
No,
That's why
no,
I did it.
that's not why. I said I'll
Crazy.
never pick the Browns to win unless Winston's starting, but I just don't think they take this game.
Wow.
I'm going to take the Commanders here. I think New York's actually really banged up after playing us, and I think their body is not going to be fully healed going into this game. So give me Washington.
Give me the Commies. That boy Daniels is something special.
It's a top 3 team in the NFC in my eyes. Give me the Commanders.
Clean sweep.
Oh boy.
Is this an electric
Man.
game or what?
Talk about freaking
What's
horrible.
the over under? Might take the under still.
Give me New England.
Of all the hardest ones to pick, for some reason this one stumps me the most.
Me too.
But give me Mason in this one in the Titans. Whatever.
Joe?
I don't know. This is a tough one for me. Jacoby Brissett, Mason Rudolph.
Could it be May? Would it be back?
Give me Rudolph.
Yeah.
It could. I don't know. He's concussion. I'm not sure yet. I think regardless, give me the Titans, dude.
He played pretty
Mason
Rudolph. They got destroyed, but he played okay last week.
Yeah.
Put up some big stats.
I like the Titans also.
Him and
Mason.
Calvin Ridley might be getting a little chemistry over there.
I was gonna say Calvin Ridley had a better week than he did the rest of the season combined. So they're just starting. I think Mason Rudolph's gonna be solid in this one.
I'm actually liking what Arizona's doing right now. Give me Arizona at home.
I agree. Marv was my second pick for luck of the week on anytime touchdown. Arizona.
I'm with it. I'm with Arizona as well.
Clean sweep. Good, Dom.
I think Philly's going to absolutely beat the brakes off the Jaguars.
Second that.
I'm with it. I don't think they'll beat the brakes off them, but I think Eagles will.
I do.
I'm with it. Dom?
Give me the Lions here.
Yes.
It's tough for me because if Jordan Love's healthy, I'm picking the Packers, but I can't guarantee he'll be in, so give me Detroit.
I agree. Even if he's in, he's going to be playing hurt, groin. That's not a easy injury to play around, so I'm going to go with the Lions.
You're right. You guys know who I'm picking.
Do not count out the Rams to win the NFC West, especially if they're healthy. Give me the Rams.
I agree. Dom, I know you said that you like the Seahawks. I think it was you. But, I have a lot of their players in fantasy. I've watched a lot of them this year. Their defense just doesn't do it for me. Give me the Rams.
I personally like the Seahawks a lot. And DK is going to be back this week. I actually like Seahawks defense. I think they win this one at home in a tight one.
I'm going Rams. Puka Nakua, man. That's all you need to know.
I'm riding with my boy Barilla. I'll take the Vikings.
You know my pick. You know my lock.
Same with me.
I love this one too. Love it. All right, Buccaneers, Chiefs.
Give me Tampa. Give me Tampa. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but that one excites me.
I love that.
You know what? Give me Tampa.
Baker Mayfield going up against Patty on Monday night. Come on.
Give me Tampa.
I think Pat and DeAndre Hopkins find something this week. I like the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, actually. Thinking like a 20-13.
So we're going Monday night game, coin toss, because I'm with Chiefs also.
There's part of me hoping it's heads, but
yeah, we're being bold here.
We're going heads.
Let's go.
I was riding with my boy there no matter what he said.
I'm
All
saying
right,
33.
You're a big Baker guy, DP. You're not
Well,
fooling
dude,
me.
I'm low.
love
I think it's
Baker.
going to be low.
Opening, it was 44.5. Now it's 46.
It's rising because I was.
Joe, you said what? Let me put this in the calculator. So
I have
we
a
can-
20 to 13 game. Chiefs 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Bucks 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. At 33.
All right. Barilla, what do you think the score is? Just total
I'm gonna
score.
go. Okay. I'm gonna say Bucks 27-21.
Oh, dude, that was my number. I was gonna say 48. I'll do 47, Steph.
You know what's funny is I was going to say 47 also, so I'm going to keep it. So that I did something wrong there. My math.
40. It's 43.75.
All right, so
Round it
44 it is.
43.5.
Just going with 44. All right, and just quick recap. We went Jets, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, Saints, Bengals, Chargers, Commies, Titans, Cardinals, Eagles, Lions, Rams, Vikings, Chiefs. 44 for the total.
Yes, sir.
Just like that. Weekly Pick'ems is done.
What
do you guys want to finish off with banter? What do you guys feeling we should talk about? I have a few things.
Couple things,
I
yeah.
have one thing on mine as well.
Is anyone feeling passionate? They want to get it out. Let's start talking about it.
Elephant in the room.
Let's talk about the Anthony Richardson benching. What do we think here?
Okay.
I like that. I think you
Um,
have to do it, and not for what happened, like him saying he's tired and getting pulled. I think that has a little to do with it, but I don't think that's the majority. I think it's just right now the Colts are a better team with Flacco, in my opinion.
I actually disagree with you, Steph. I think that has everything to do with it. As a starting quarterback, you
I agree.
cannot come to the
Yes.
sideline and say that you need to play off because you're tired. Have you ever heard that once in your life?
No, but I still don't think that's gonna be why you bench him.
not
if it was.
and not just any play either.
Right.
Don't
Hey,
tell the media.
Was it
Yeah.
4th down or 3rd down? They're going in to score. That's
I think it might have been.
Also,
third.
not running out of bounds. I mean, look, I like Richardson. I thought he showed a lot of promise early last year. I mean, we talked about he's so young. This is not it for him. Even if it is, he'll get another shot.
Yeah.
Clearly, he just lacks maturity. He needs to sit behind Joe. I think there's no one better to sit behind. He'll get another shot. This isn't it for him, but it was the right move.
it's 100% the right move, especially because they're a team that can still compete in their division. They have a chance. Like, they're not out of it. And you saw Joe Flacco. You've seen what he's done this year. I think he lost one game right to the Jags, but he looked good. And you look at last year, you gotta give him a shot. Plus, they have weapons out the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
It's like-
and these guys are professional athletes. You can't be worried about hurting feelings. You didn't get the job done. You made a fool of yourself after the game. Time to sit.
Yeah. It's kind of the same situation as Bryce Young is with Carolina. Andy
That's
Dalton.
a different one for me.
Yeah.
Well, I
don't think
know.
so either.
I'm just saying, like, it's weird because, like, you have Andy Dalton behind you. You can learn behind Andy Dalton, which is a really good thing. And then for Indianapolis, you have Anthony Richardson, who can learn from Joe Flacco. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
What is your guys' opinion on how important it is to be surrounded by a good organization, coach, and team versus talent? Because it's Bryce Young. If you drop Bryce Young into, let's just say, what's a good organization? The 49ers. What is Bryce Young looking like? Do we think that
Trey Lance?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No way.
I mean,
no way.
it's an argument because
How do you know
people
for sure?
people like to not give guys like Brock Purdy, who don't have the same first round pedigree, credit, but they execute, they show up, and like Bryce Young, he's had a bad situation, but how much of it is talent or just they missed?
You guys might call me crazy. You may call me crazy, but I think Bryce Young would be doing what Brock Purdy's doing right now in San Francisco.
I disagree.
I don't know.
But I respect that opinion, but I disagree.
I don't think Bryce Young is like he's showing it. He's not 1-1 talent for like a draft pick, but also he was 1-1 for a reason. And I think a lot of the times, like, you get these players and they just go in organizations that, like, one, they don't know how to develop like quarterbacks like that, or two, they're not surrounded by anything and they're not really given that fair chance. And I think a lot of that then goes against like the confidence of the quarterback, and like that can ruin you. Like, I think Kenny Pickett, I think that's another great example. Is I don't think number one, I do not think Kenny Pickett should have been drafted in the first round. But also, I think he was put in a very bad situation, and I don't think we see Kenny Pickett really do anything besides be a backup, and strictly for the fact that he has no confidence. He was on a team that didn't help him at all with developing him. Like, he was always in constant battles of like, oh, who's going to be there? Is it going to be him starting Trubisky? Then fans are saying they want Mason Rudolph. You have an offensive coordinator that's horrible. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. And I think Bryce Young was kind of put in that situation to where now it's just like a confidence thing. Because you even see quarterbacks like, look at Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, like they're put in bad situations. They sat back for a while. Their confidence was gone. They built it over time. And then now look at them. They're all playing great football.
Yeah.
So I think for you to be a quarterback in the NFL drafted that high, you have talent. So, I mean, granted, there's some people like it could just be a complete miss, but I don't know if that is with Bryce Young.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion either way, but I would lean more towards he wouldn't be doing what Brock Purdy's doing. Because you really haven't seen anything. You know, like how many highlight plays can you remember from him between the last 2 years? Now, obviously, he hasn't played a whole lot this year, but like at least something.
Yeah,
let me ask you.
nothing's broken.
What do you guys think happens if Brock Purdy's in Carolina though? Like,
I think he would be
rolls over
drafted out of Carolina.
I don't think he would be Bryce Young bad, but I think he would not even be half of what he is in San Fran. I mean,
I think I think Carolina had bad coaching last year. Like their offensive coordinator, I can't remember.
That's my point.
Can't remember his name. Well, that's what I'm getting to. I think the situation definitely means a lot. You know what we were just talking about. So, like, I think if Purdy were to go there, I don't think he'd have much success up to this point. Now, I would also say that if Bryce Young was in San Francisco, he'd be better than he was. But I don't think he's going to be putting up Brock Purdy numbers. Or I don't even want to say Brock Purdy numbers, but like just like be the game manager that Purdy is.
I will say this before we started recording. I think it was just me and Dom in here, and I was telling him it's like Kaepernick to Garoppolo to Purdy. Like they are all like completely identical with stats, like from like their winning record, their completion percentage, their touchdowns, their interceptions, like all of them are almost exactly identical. Like I think Kaepernick was 20-7, Garoppolo was 21-6, and right now Brock Purdy's 21-6. They were all between 64 and 67 completion percentage. So it's like I have a feeling like, granted, this is not me knocking Brock Purdy at all. I think that he is very good, and I think he could be good at other places too. But I'm saying I think that you could put a lot of quarterbacks in there, and just because of the situation, they get better. And I think then their confidence grows, and I think they can go other places and succeed then.
That's true. But we also saw that, I mean, it's not every quarterback. Like, you know, you saw Trey Lance.
I don't even count Trey Lance. He wasn't really given a shot. How many games did he start?
Maybe
I think he started part of one season and got hurt. Like
not a lot.
Yeah, but that's I don't count that because you can't really base
small sample size. I agree.
Yeah,
but if Trey Lance,
you don't just give up on a third overall pick. You just don't. There's a reason they did it.
Yeah,
you know that pretty much ends the discussion right there.
Yeah, but they might have also just really liked Brock Purdy and were like, hey, like if we had to pick one or the other, who do we want to go with? The guy who he got hurt and hasn't played that much, or a guy who
doesn't cost us anything?
Yeah, a guy who's like been winning and like we know what we have with him. So
I'm going to make a bold prediction real quick. I do not think he signs an extension with the 49ers.
Brock?
Wow.
They're not going to give him all that money.
I don't think they should. I think if he wants to be paid like a top quarterback.
Are they even able to?
No.
like with their
I don't
cap
think-
situation.
I don't think the cap in the NFL is really like a concern. Like,
It is on a year-to-year basis.
Well,
'Cause, like,
let me rephrase real quick. They aren't going to sign him to this $40 million a year contract type
Yeah.
situation. They might, if they get like, hey, here's $20 million a year, then yeah, but like they ain't
No.
signing him to a crazy,
yeah,
ridiculous contract. I'll tell you that right now.
and he won't.
that's why, like, I agree with you, Dom, and that's kind of why I didn't like the Dak extension for the Cowboys. It's like, is he really like worth being a top paid quarterback in the league? He might be good. You want to re-sign him, but like, why are the teams so quick to pay these guys like the next biggest contract? Like, I don't know.
Well,
I love Jordan Love, but I think it's crazy for him to have one season of being a starter. And granted, it was great, but to be paying him what 40, 50 million a season, highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and we've seen 1 year out of him. Yeah, that's they pull the trigger way too quick.
Yeah,
Way too
I don't
makes no
disagree,
sense.
but I mean, there's not even 32 starting quarterbacks in this league, and if you have guys that are consistently, and not Love, but like Dak, if you have guys that are consistently having winning seasons, putting up great stats, like it's hard to come by, you know. So I kind of see it. Plus, salary cap shot up a lot, and I think it's going to be going up even more in the near future. Like obviously, it goes up year to year, so those numbers do seem big, but they're not as critical to the cap as they seem. I mean, obviously that's your highest paid player, but that's not like a third of your payroll, you know.
Yeah.
I have another thing I wanted to bring up. So obviously we saw Diontae Johnson got traded today to the Ravens, which I can't stand, but we're gonna have to live with it. Now I have a hypothetical here. If you're a fantasy owner or fantasy manager and you have both Diontae Johnson and Zay Flowers,
I do in Dom's league.
okay, in your eyes, then Tony, this is perfect. Then and I want your guys' opinion as well. Do you feel like you have to trade one of them now?
Yes.
Now,
I called my co-manager Nick as soon as it happened, and I said, "This sucks because you know, you can't. It's really hard to start two guys in the same offense, let alone like wide receivers. Say you have like a Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers combo, you can live with that. We also have Lamar, so we're really invested in the Ravens here. If we don't get rid of one of them, you know, and that's another. Not to get off topic, but like, how do we feel when a trade like that happens? Like, for instance, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. Like, do we think that adding another high-powered weapon to an offense makes that guy more valuable because it opens up the field, or do we think that the loss of targets? Like, what is your guys' mindset?
In some cases, yes. In this situation, no. This is a run-first offense.
It's different.
I think,
I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I think that it kind of hurts them.
I think for like maybe a fantasy standpoint, it hurts it, but like real life, I think maybe your like the amount of what you get will go down, but you'll be a lot more effective with what you have. So
overall,
like maybe your targets might drop. Say if you're getting like 120 in a season, you might drop to 100, but your yardage is probably still going to end around the same because it's going to help having a threat on the other side of you. I look at it almost like TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. If you put somebody on the opposite side of them who's not as good, I think both of their numbers go down. But when you have them together, both their numbers are going to go up.
Yeah,
they're going to be more.
I agree with that.
More effective.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like what the argument is with like Devontae and Wilson is that there's going to be focus on one guy that opens up another guy. But yeah, like in this situation, it's just like I don't think it's that heavily impactful to one or the other.
I feel like recently I've been seeing Rashad Bateman's been getting involved a lot more in the offense.
Yeah,
that's done.
So I think now but that's what I'm saying. I think now that Diontae's going there, like I think Diontae's much better than Rashad Bateman. So I think it's going to be more passing than you're going to think it is.
Yeah, it's good for Lamar. That's for sure.
Now, Ant, my following up with the fantasy, you said you feel like you do have to trade one of them. right?
I do.
So which one? Now, big play Zay, who can have, big plays almost any game, but he's not as consistent, or the possession guy and Devontae, who might get you 5 or 6 catches for 60, 70 yards, maybe not a score, maybe here and there. So like, how do you look at that?
So
I don't know what
for fantasy,
exactly I would do.
obviously Flowers is the more valuable one. That's just the way it is. But I think Diontae could be a good pickup down the road. I think for immediate fantasy impact, it's a huge hit. If he went to somewhere like Tampa, Kansas City,
Oh.
I mean, I think he becomes a real good option. But I think it's now we're gonna have to wait and see. But the answer is keep Flowers in that offense. I think Diontae, it's more of a wait and see type of thing.
Okay. One thing I just thought of was they got Diontae for a 6th round pick, I think, right?
Horrible business by the Panthers. I mean, what are we doing here?
They
The
traded.
Chiefs got DeAndre Hopkins for what, a 5th? Can the Chiefs just?
They got. I think they traded.
It was a pick swap. They didn't even get a 5th. They moved up in the 5th.
Yeah, it was
one of the rounds.
It was Diontae and a 6 for a 5th.
I mean, what are they doing? Surely no one.
They gave him away. They gave him away.
Dude, they're just reloading. They're just gonna. I mean, they're rebuilding.
I was going to say, how are you going to even reload by moving up from the 6th to the 5th when Deontay's not old?
You're telling me that
him for more.
Even without the 6th round pick, he's worth more than a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that they would have just taken the best offer available, but maybe that shows the willingness of these teams to hold on to their picks. I mean, wouldn't you have given up a 5th round pick or 4th round pick just straight up for Deontay? I mean, it's
in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Could it be
if I'm the Steelers,
he's due for a contract?
Well, yeah, he is going to be an unrestricted free agent.
That's probably why.
But still, it's a rental. If you think you have a chance to win a Super Bowl, go for it.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Steelers, I would trade that for one of the wide receivers in the market in a heartbeat.
Wait, did Diontae not just sign an extension, or
No, he's unrestricted after this year.
Okay. Why did I think he signed an extension?
I just remembered the deal that we gave him.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
He wore out his welcome with the Steelers. He was inconsistent. He dropped too many balls, and to be honest,
you can't tell me he doesn't help us tremendously.
Oh my God! Yeah, absolutely.
Steelers knocked the. Yeah, probably, but I think at the end of the day, Steelers knocked it out of the park with that trade.
Yeah, I think so too.
I love Jackson.
Jackson's
him.
playing great.
He's okay.
Nah, he's playing really well.
You know who else is playing okay? Our boy Beanie Bishop. Love him. I love Beanie Bishop.
I'm going to see him much longer. Cam Sutton's back.
He'll be going after the bye.
Yeah, I don't know about all
maybe,
that.
but no, actually, I disagree with that. I think you can't take Beanie out just yet.
I'll bet that right now.
I'm not. Well, hold on. Cam Sutton's going to play. Beanie's going to play more, and I think it's going to get to the point where it's kind of even, and then they'll assess who's playing better, who's going to win the job.
Cam Sutton's going to get about 90% of the snaps.
Dude, I think Beanie Bishop is just every week gets better. Well, I mean, he was not better from last week compared to this week because it's hard to pick off Aaron Rodgers twice and get better. But another pick, game stealing. He hates New York teams. 3 picks in 2 games against New York teams.
Oh yeah.
Wait until we play Buffalo sometime. If he's starting, it's gonna be a big game for him.
I like it.
This Steelers talk is getting me excited.
Me too.
And tell me if I'm getting carried away. You can. Don't be biased. But is there a single team in the AFC, the Steelers, when healthy, everyone in, that you really think, this isn't happening in a playoff game? I don't think there's a single team that the Steelers do not have a chance against.
Dude, I don't think we can beat KC.
Looking at it, KC is not that good right now.
Dude,
they're not that good. I don't care. But they're not that good right now.
I think I brought this up on last week's pod. Whichever team was the last team to be undefeated hasn't won a Super Bowl in how many years? Going far back. Hey, we see KC in the playoffs. we could be the ones that continue that streak. I don't think they're definitely not the KC we've been seeing. I think KC is good, but like they don't scare me like they used to. Like if the Steelers
Not at all.
and KC play, like I'm not like this game's washed. Like I'm not even gonna turn it on. I'm just gonna get heartbroken. Like I feel like I'll go into that like week being like, dude, Steelers can actually win this.
Yeah, I agree.
I think KC and Buffalo are the only teams that would even be a question.
Yeah.
What about Houston? No.
Maybe they're banged up though with no Diggs.
I'm not saying this Steelers would like definitely win that game, but I'm just saying like for instance, when the Steelers went in the Buffalo on the road last year in the playoffs, what was in the back of our minds? Okay, no chance.
Yeah.
Zero
chance.
Reminiscent of the Chiefs a couple years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Sorry, go ahead, Anthony.
It's not the case anymore. That's my point. Is we're past that.
Right, I agree.
I know we always play well against them, but I mean Baltimore's obviously scary too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Lamar's yet to beat us though, so we can't.
I know. I'm
That's
just
so
saying,
crazy. That is so crazy.
Dude. It's insane.
I remember what was it? Maybe last year or the year before, where it was like the game-winning touchdown they're about to throw on 4th down. It was like a flat route to Mark Andrews, and he just like missed the throw because TJ Watt was like,
he dropped it. It was a good pass.
It was. They should have won.
Was it?
Didn't Porter have a pick, or was that the second game we played them, or the
second game? Porter didn't play.
Odell, I think
Jackson didn't play.
Then there was that horrible rain game with Mason Rudolph on the road last year.
Yeah. I love that game. Diontae had
Let's not revisit these times. Let's move on.
Move on.
Sorry, we can laugh about it now a little bit.
Well, guys, with that, do we have anything else pressing we want to talk about, or we've been going for an hour? We could be wrapping this up real soon.
Yeah, real quick. Dodgers close it out tonight. What do we think?
Who's on the mound for the LA Dodgers tonight?
Some soup can. We don't know. He's a random.
What's going on with Shohei?
He's in.
He's good to go.
Yep. The best baseball player ever. That's all you need to know.
Dodgers are closing it out. See you next year, Yankees.
Yeah, that'd be impressive. Agree. Clean sweep.
True underdogs.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do real quick, though? Do our weekly question. Actually, speaking of that, I would like to go in and look at some comments we've had from the past week. Just bring it to light. We have Jeff Fowler on one of the shorts we posted. He said, I want to see Roman Wilson start soon. He might be the missing piece of the puzzle over the middle. Plus, guy's another deep threat. Well, Jeff, I wish we could see Roman Wilson, but we just sent him to the IR. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with this man. How it's
something's off, dude.
Yeah,
so
it's something fishy's going on. So, he bad?
We're not missing him.
No.
We're not missing him.
It's kind of a painful pick to waste, though.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
He could still pan out. We don't know fully, but I'm not feeling good.
Calvin Austin, dude.
Yeah. But then 2 more comments from another short we did where we did the Immaculate Grid. One person said, Lone Grimo 6098 said Reggie White played for the Panthers too. That would have been a good shout.
Yeah, that would have been a high percentage though. Was he talking about Panthers and Green Bay?
Panthers and Green Bay, or we could have put him for Panthers 50+ sacks. We did Kevin Green, and Kevin Green
would have been a good one.
Yeah. And then that was the same one where Joe at the end was saying he's cheating. He's looking it up. And then Colton Smith 149 said 1,000% ball knowledge. Thank you, Colton. Thank you.
Colton doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen. And then, did we have any on our full one? No, we had no one wanted to answer our weekly question. But I was thinking, guys, for a weekly question, I want us all to do it also. But then I want everyone else, like, if you're at this part of the video, like, thank you. We love you guys. It's awesome. But for this weekly question, we're going with, I just want you to comment the most random football player you can think of from the 2000s. Like just somebody that like everyone knows, but nobody thinks of. Just someone like random.
I got it. Yeah.
So if you guys have yours, just off the wall name. Be like, wow. I haven't thought of that guy in a while.
Fred Smoot.
I'm not happy about that.
No, I'm so mad. It has to be
I'm
someone
so
that's
mad.
like he was like a household name at one point.
Yeah, I don't like that at
Dude.
all, dude.
TJ
Fred
Husmanzada.
Early
Now that's what we're
2000s.
talking about, Barilla. TJ Hushmanzada.
All right,
See,
let
I
me
was
go
kind of
find
on the
that
same
one.
vein as you. I was going with the Baltimore receiver and Derek Mason.
That's a good one.
I love Derek Mason, dude.
Name off the wall, haven't thought about in a while.
He was good.
Yeah. What he's top 15, top 20 all time in receiving?
Yeah, he was a beast. He gave us
Speaking-
trouble.
Speaking of obscurity, do you know what? One of those some forgettable Steelers teams like early 2010s before AB came in, like you know what I'm talking about, Joe?
You're
Like
talking about like with Jonathan Dwyer, Isaac.
yeah,
Redman.
Jonathan
Oh, yeah,
Dwyer.
yeah.
Like those are talk about like we had Plexico Burris back. If you guys remember,
Yep.
like most
Yeah.
random teams ever.
Yep. Who
It
are
was
even our
pretty random.
receivers? Who is our receivers? Our receivers
I
are
think we
probably
still had
kind of
Wallace.
small.
Mike Wallace, Manuel
Nate
Sanders.
Washington.
Emmanuel Sand. That's a
Nate.
dirty wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And AB the next year.
Yeah.
I was actually mad that
no,
we got rid of AB and kept
A-
or got rid
AB
of Sanders and kept
Sanders
AB.
were
Or same
together.
year. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Emmanuel Sanders in his prime was like 1,500 yards. I mean, crazy.
Stud.
Yeah, he
Dude,
was so
Nate
good with Denver.
Washington had a great career.
With
Yeah,
the
he did.
Titans, he had a really
Yeah.
good one. Yeah. But Joe and Dom, who's your off the wall guy? We just said a bunch.
Fred
you could've
Smoot.
used. We're not
Joe,
taking
come
that.
on.
We're not taking
Why?
that. We're not taking that.
You have a bunch.
Why
more.
not?
Yeah,
Just
Fred
move on.
Smoot.
That's not even a real guy.
You just like the name.
Safety.
That's all it comes down to.
Redskins.
But that's what I'm saying. It's got to be someone like everyone knows, not Fred Smoot.
You said
LaMichael
random guy
James.
from 2000s.
Now that's too generic. That could be another
he
made
say?
up name.
LaMichael
Who'd you say?
LaMichael James.
Oh, I thought you said Michael.
All right, so Michael James and
All right.
Fred Smoot.
We'll go. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah,
Why are
Fred
you
Smoot.
giving me that look like Fred Smoot was good? Are you serious with that?
Wait,
Wait,
what?
what?
That face, I saw that face. Damn, did you see it?
I did, Dom. That's embarrassing.
I'm disgusted. You wouldn't give me Fred Smoot.
Nobody likes that, Joe. Everybody hates that
Dude,
pick.
we're gonna get two
Great.
people in the
It's not a
comments
pick,
that
it's
be
a
like,
random
"You don't
guy.
remember Fred
I follow the
Smoot."
rules and I get freaking killed, crucified. Over
No,
here.
listen.
I'm
We're
a
gonna.
rule
Open
follower.
the
This is
mouth.
gonna go out. Two people are gonna comment, and be like, "Dude, you don't remember Fred Smoot? He was a great guy." And it's gonna be both of Joe's burner accounts. Guarantee you that. Guarantee you that.
I don't have a burner.
All right, guys. With that, we're out of here. Peace.
Thanks for joining us.
Peace out.